Hello, my friends, and welcome to today's episode. My name is Jason, and I'm so happy you are here with me today. I hope you are feeling good and ready to learn something new. Today, we are going to talk about a very important topic: how to talk about your feelings. Now, what do I mean by feelings? Feelings are the emotions you have inside, like happiness, sadness, excitement, fear, anger, or even love. They are part of being human, and everyone has them, every single day. But here's the thing: many people don't talk about their feelings. They keep everything inside. Maybe they feel shy. Maybe they don't want to bother others. Or maybe they don't know how to put their feelings into words, especially in English. In this episode, I'm going to help you understand your feelings better and show you simple ways to talk about them. We will also look at why sharing your feelings is important for your health, for your relationships, and for your life. I will speak slowly and clearly, so it will be easy for you to follow. And don't worry, I will use simple words and give you examples you can use in your daily life. So, sit back, relax, and let's start learning how to talk about your feelings. Before we can talk about our feelings, we need to understand what they are. So, what are feelings? Feelings are the emotions we experience inside our mind and body. They are the way we react to what is happening around us or inside us. For example, if someone smiles at you, you might feel happy. If you hear bad news, you might feel sad. If you see something scary, you might feel afraid. Feelings can be positive or negative. Positive feelings are emotions that make us feel good. Examples: happiness, excitement, love, pride, hope. Negative feelings are emotions that make us feel uncomfortable. Examples: sadness, anger, fear, worry, jealousy. But here is something important: all feelings are normal. Yes, even the negative ones. Feelings are like signals from our mind and body. They tell us something about what is going on. For example, feeling nervous before a big presentation is your body's way of saying, "This is important to you." Also, feelings are different from thoughts. Thoughts are ideas in your mind, like "I think it will rain today." Feelings are emotional reactions, like "I feel worried about the rain." Many times our thoughts and feelings are connected, but they are not the same. And remember, everyone in the world has feelings. It doesn't matter your age, your culture, or your language. Feelings are a universal human experience. In the next part, we will talk about why it's important to share those feelings instead of keeping them inside. Now that we know what feelings are, let's talk about why it is important to share them. First, talking about your feelings helps your mental health. When you keep your emotions inside, they can grow and become stressful. Sharing your feelings can make you feel lighter and calmer. It is like taking out a heavy backpack when you share. It becomes easier to carry your emotions. Second, talking about feelings strengthens your relationships. When you tell your family, friends, or partner how you feel, they understand you better. They can support you, help you, or just listen. And when you listen to others share their feelings, it builds trust and closeness. Third, sharing your feelings reduces confusion and stress. Sometimes we feel sad or angry, but we do not know why. Talking about it can help you understand your emotions. You can find solutions, or at least feel less alone with your feelings. Fourth, sharing your feelings can help you solve problems. When you express your emotions clearly, people around you can understand the problem better and help you find a solution. For example, saying I feel stressed because I have too much work is more helpful than staying quiet. Finally, talking about your feelings helps you grow as a person. It teaches you self-awareness. You learn to recognize your emotions, understand why you feel them, and communicate clearly. This skill will help you in your life, work, and relationships. Remember, feelings are natural. Sharing them is healthy. It is not a weakness, it is a sign of strength. And the more you practice talking about your feelings, the easier it will become. In the next section, we will discuss why some people are afraid to talk about their feelings. Even though talking about feelings is very important, many people find it hard to do. Let's look at some common reasons why people do not share their emotions. The first reason is fear of being judged. Many people worry that others will think they are weak, silly, or strange if they share their feelings. For example, someone might feel sad but think, if I tell anyone, they will laugh at me. This fear can stop people from opening up. The second reason is shyness or embarrassment. Some people feel uncomfortable talking about personal emotions. They may feel nervous or unsure about the right words to use, especially in English if it is not their first language. The third reason is thinking others will not understand. Sometimes we feel that nobody can truly understand what we feel. For example, someone may feel worried about a situation at work but think, my friend will not understand me. This thought can make people stay quiet. The fourth reason is habit or culture. In some families or societies, talking about feelings is not common. People grow up thinking, I must stay strong and not show emotions. These habits can make it difficult to open up, even when they want to. The last reason is not knowing how to express feelings. Some people feel emotions, but do not have the words to describe them. This is very common, especially for English learners. But don't worry, you can learn simple words and phrases to talk about your feelings. And we will cover that later in this episode. The important thing to remember is, it is normal to feel nervous about sharing your emotions, but it is also very helpful to start slowly and practice. In the next section, we will discuss how to identify your feelings, which is the first step to sharing them clearly. Now that we know why it is important to talk about feelings, the next step is identifying your feelings. Before you can share your emotions with others, you need to understand what you are feeling inside. The first tip is to pay attention to your body. Your body often shows your feelings before your mind does. For example, if your heart is beating fast, you may be nervous or excited. If your shoulders are tense, you may feel stressed or angry. If you feel light and relaxed, you may be happy or calm. The second tip is to ask yourself questions. You can say, what am I feeling right now? Why do I feel this way? Is this feeling small or strong? Answering these questions helps you understand your emotions better. The third tip is to keep a feelings journal. You can write a few sentences every day about your emotions. For example, today I feel happy because I talked to my friend, or I feel nervous about my test tomorrow. Writing helps you organize your thoughts and notice patterns in your feelings. The fourth tip is to use a feelings list or chart. There are lists of common feelings with simple words, like happy, sad, angry, worried, excited, or calm. You can read the list and find the word that matches your emotion. This is very useful if you are learning English and want to find the right word to express yourself. Remember, identifying your feelings is the first step to expressing them. It may take practice, but every time you pay attention to your emotions, you become stronger and more confident. Next, we will learn how to express your feelings in a healthy way, so others can understand you clearly. Now that you know how to identify your feelings, the next step is expressing them in a healthy way. Sharing your emotions is very important, but it is also important to do it respectfully and clearly. The first tip is to use I feel sentences. This is a simple and powerful way to express your feelings without blaming others. For example, I feel sad when you are late. I feel happy when we talk together. I feel nervous about my test tomorrow. Using I feel helps people understand your emotions without making them feel attacked or guilty. The second tip is to stay calm while talking. Take deep breaths if you feel nervous or angry. If you speak calmly, others can listen better and respond more kindly. The third tip is to choose the right time and place. Try not to talk when someone is busy or in a bad mood. Find a quiet and comfortable place where you can focus and share your feelings without interruption. The fourth tip is to be honest but respectful. Speak your truth, but do not hurt others with your words. For example, instead of saying, "You never care about me," you can say, "I feel hurt when I don't get support." The fifth tip is to listen to the other person. Expressing your feelings is important, but listening is also part of healthy communication. When you listen, you understand others better and create trust. Remember, expressing feelings is a skill. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Start with small feelings and small conversations, and then gradually share bigger emotions. In the next section, we will focus on how to talk about your feelings in English, using simple words and phrases you can use every day. Now let's talk about how to share your feelings in English. This is very helpful if English is not your first language. Don't worry, you can start with simple words and sentences. The first step is to learn common feeling words. Some examples: positive feelings, happy, excited, proud, calm, relaxed, confident. Negative feelings, sad, angry, worried, nervous, frustrated, lonely. When you know these words, it is easier to express your emotions. The second step is to use simple sentences. You can start with, "I feel happy because I feel sad when I feel nervous about." These sentences are easy to remember and help you speak clearly. The third step is to practice small conversations. You can practice with a friend, family member, or even by yourself. For example, I feel excited today because I finished my homework. I feel worried about my exam tomorrow. Can you help me? Practicing like this will make you more confident over time. The fourth step is to listen and respond. Talking about feelings is not only about speaking, but also about listening. When someone shares their feelings, you can say, "I understand. I feel the same sometimes. Thank you for sharing. That must be hard." Listening shows that you care and helps the conversation flow naturally. Finally, remember to use English every day. Even if it's one sentence per day, it will help you improve. The more you practice talking about your feelings, the easier and more natural it becomes. Next, we will discuss the benefits of regularly talking about your feelings and why it helps your life in many ways. Now that we know how to talk about our feelings in English, let's look at the benefits of doing it regularly. Sharing your feelings is not just a one-time thing when you do it often. It helps your mind, your relationships, and your life. The first benefit is feeling lighter and happier. When you share your emotions, you don't carry them alone. Talking about sadness, anger, or worry can make you feel relief. Sharing happiness and excitement makes your joy even bigger. The second benefit is better problem solving. When you express your feelings clearly, others can help you find solutions. For example, saying I feel stressed about my homework can lead to advice or support that makes the problem easier to handle. The third benefit is stronger trust and relationships. Sharing your emotions helps people understand you better. It builds closeness and trust. When you listen and share, your friends and family feel connected to you, and you feel connected to them. The fourth benefit is better self-understanding. The more you talk about your feelings, the more you understand your own emotions. You learn what makes you happy, sad, or nervous. This self-awareness helps you make better choices and improve your life. Finally, sharing your feelings reduces stress and improves your health. Keeping emotions inside can create tension and worry. Expressing your feelings lowers stress and makes you feel calmer and healthier. Remember, practicing this regularly makes it easier over time. The more you share, the more confident and strong you become. Next, we will discuss tips for listeners to start talking about their feelings today, so you can practice in simple steps. Now, let's talk about simple tips to start talking about your feelings today. You don't need to change everything at once. Small steps can make a big difference. Tip 1. Start with someone you trust. Choose a friend, family member, or teacher who listens and cares. It is easier to share your feelings with someone you feel safe with. Tip 2. Begin with small feelings. You don't have to start with big emotions. You can start with simple things like, I feel happy because I had a good day. I feel tired today. Starting small builds your confidence. Tip 3. Listen to others. When you talk about your feelings, also listen to others. You can learn from them and create a trusting connection. Sharing is a two-way process. Tip 4. Use simple English words and sentences. You don't need long or difficult sentences. Simple words work best. I feel sad. I feel excited. I feel worried. Short and clear sentences are enough. Tip 5. Practice every day. Try to share at least one feeling each day. It can be with a friend, a family member, or even by writing in your journal. Daily practice makes it easier and natural. Remember, the key is to start today. Take small steps and keep practicing. The more you do it, the more confident and comfortable you will become. Next, we will finish the episode with a conclusion and final motivation to encourage you to keep practicing every day. We have now learned a lot about talking about your feelings. Let's quickly remember the key points. First, feelings are natural and part of being human. Everyone has them: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and many more. Second, it is very important to share your feelings. Talking about your emotions helps you feel lighter, reduces stress, improves your relationships, and helps you understand yourself better. Third, some people are afraid to share their feelings. They may feel shy, worried, or unsure of the words to use. This is normal, but with practice, it gets easier. Fourth, start small. Identify your feelings, use simple words and sentences like I feel happy or I feel worried, and share them with someone you trust. Practice every day. Remember, talking about your feelings is not a weakness. It is a strength. It shows that you care about yourself and the people around you. So, my friends, start today. Notice your feelings, speak about them, even a little bit. Every step you take will make you more confident and happier. Thank you so much for listening today. Keep practicing, keep sharing, and keep growing. I am Jason, and I hope to see you again in the next episode.